fundraising is a vast topic, and when I train on it, it can take several days, right? But I want us to limit this conversation to the scope of how do you avoid bad investors, or the investors that can deal a big blow to your business. Because like I said, raising money is not the end of your problem. Raising money is actually the beginning of your problem. There are businesses that have been crumbled after they raised money, either because they didn't manage the investor relationship well, or they got a bad investor, an investor that is not matched with the vision. So let me explain. You might be building for the long term, either because you are very passionate about a problem you are trying to solve, but you might end up with an investor who is a money bag. They only care about the money. They are not interested in the problem you are trying to solve. They are not interested in the value you are trying to create, at least to the extent that it can make them money. But they are just focused on money. They are not interested in change. That's the kind of change you want to see in the world. They are not interested in the value. They are not interested in the problem you're solving. If you get that kind of misalignment with an investor, you potentially are going to have a conflict with that investor. There's no doubt about it, because the two of you believe two separate things. If you sign a contract with an investor that gives the investor so much power, you can be kicked out of your own company. You better believe it. You can be kicked out of your own company. Even though you get that money, then you might be kicked out. You remain as a shareholder and the founder, but somebody else will have to step in as CEO. So raising money is not the end of your problems. Raising money is the beginning of your problem, because you are now at a new level. And new level, new devils. New level, new devils. New level, new problems. So if you don't know how to manage, if you don't source the right investors, if you don't take the right kind of money, that money can end up being poison to your business instead of being fertilizer. So that's the point I'm trying to make there about potential investors. So it's a whole gamut of risks that you have to look out for. How you are going to identify the right investor to go with. I will always advise, the first thing is, don't wait until you are desperate before you raise money. That's a that's a terrible mistake. Don't wait until you are desperate before you raise money. If you are raising money when you are desperate, you will likely take money from anybody, and that's a big problem. The second thing is, expand your options. Don't limit your choice to just one investor. You should be talking to at least 3 people, 3 different potential investors that may be interested. Then that competition can work in your favor. Essentially, economics 101, supply versus demand. It is better to be seen as being in demand than for you to be chasing an investor who will also tell you that I have other deals that are interesting to me, right? So you get that part straight.